Hello everybody! Today I'm going to have a video about my table saw. It is a Bosch model GTS 625-216. Name is long, but at the end there is also labeled as professional and heavy duty. We are going to talk about that. First, I want to say that I based my experience in the previous 3 years that I have this machine. I have encountered different situations and I know what I'm talking about this machine. Also, one more thing before I start, I want to say that this is my personal tool. I bought it with my own money, so no sponsorship is included. So let's start. I want to start with the reason why I bought this machine. As you can see, I have a very small workshop, so my priority was to have a small machine that is manageable, that I can lift, move around and be, let me say, adequate for my small workshop. My workshop is almost 10 square meters, not very much space, so this was forced solution from my side. So I made the solution. I watched a few reviews about this table saw and then I bought it. So what are my experience with this machine? Well, I can say it's mixed. There is a good side and also bad side. I'm going to show you what I have encountered during the work with this machine. First of all, I'm going to start with the general opinion about this machine. This machine is labeled as professional and heavy duty, but as you can see also from the other different reviews on the YouTube, this machine is not up to par with the professional tools. It is a very good hobby machine, but it is not professional tool. As for the heavy duty part, I support that. This machine is heavy duty. It can cut anything that you put under the saw. So let me start with the working condition on this table. I'm going to start with the back of the machine. This is the exhaust of the machine. As you can see, I have already taped it with the tape around it, just to cover these two small holes here and here. I presume they are for the Bosch equipment, but I use the standard home vacuum system, so I just need that just to tighten this hole so I can get a good vacuum. Vacuum extraction is worst thing on this machine, and I'm going to upfront to show you why. So this is the condition of the machine after a few working hours. As you can see, chips everywhere, the front, the side, despite the fact that I have used vacuum system. Situation is even worse under the machine. I'm going to just lift it to show you what it looks like under the table. Just to remove this. Okay, so here we are at the lower part of the machine. As you can notice, there are piles and piles of debris. Get used to it with this machine. And this is the lower grill. I really don't know what is used for, what is the purpose of this grill. You can open here and also one here, but it is open already. So you just open like this, and this is the inside of the machine. This is the extraction system. I'm going to open it, and I will try to show you the inside of the system as much as I can. Okay, so you see the grooves here, and do you see how they end here on the extraction point? Well, I think this severely limits the extraction flow. As you can see, there are inside still some tin chips stuck here. There is one another, like this. So this is the biggest problem for this machine, because these tin chips used to stuck in these grooves and they clog the exhaust of the machine. So this is the biggest problem for this machine. But I can live with that. Second problem, since we are down here, I want to show you the second flow of this machine, that is the vibration. I'm going to show you when I start the machine, but this is the place where you can see the reason why this vibration happens on this machine. If you, sorry, light is very dark here, so I need to add a little bit light from time to time. So this is the play, as you can see. This part here swivels 45 degrees. This exhaust also needs to swivel 45 degrees with this lever. And that is this connection here, as you can see, here is plastic. And this here material, it's very thin according to me, so it gives a vibration of the machine. So we are going to talk about vibration next when I close the machine. The most commented flaw for this machine are vibration that occur during the start of the machine. I lift the blade to the maximum position and now I'm going to start the machine just to show you what kind of, well, for what we are talking about. Let's start the machine. Okay, once more from this side. I just noticed one good indicator. Let's see here. Okay, so now you have a pretty good picture about those vibrations. They appear during the start of the blade. They last for maybe 2 or 3 seconds because of the material that holds the or the contraptions that hold this saw in place. My experience, I didn't have any kind of problem with because of this, because vibration starts at the beginning and after a few seconds they just disappear. So that is a flaw, but it's not a crucial one for the work of the saw. That is my opinion, honest opinion about this problem. So let's continue with the review. So the second most commented thing about this machine is the quality of this miter rail and miter guide. As you can see, the original part is this black piece here, bolted on this short, very short aluminum rail here. It is plastic, it is not even surface, and that creates a lot of play on the machine. First time when I saw it, my first reaction was, oh, I'm going to replace it right away. And in a hurry I made some bush fix solution just to do some job. As you can see, I simply bolted T construction, T jig, made from the Bosch. This is Bosch profile, 30 by 30. I can change the position of this piece by unscrewing this and sliding it left and right. So I can use it on this side, and I can also use it on this side like this. So this was a bush fix solution from my side, but it turns out very nice, and I'm using it almost 3 years now. Play on this part is a very big problem. I can show you that play is coming from the two main reasons. First reason is distance of here between the rail and the guide, and the second is uneven surface of the plastic part. When I mounted this, let me say, Bosch T-clamp, T-jig, I reduced the, let me say, vibration from the left and right, but I have a practice when I work. I always intend to push the material slightly to the left side. I just, before I push the forward, I just have one slight move to the left side, like this, and then I'm cutting the material. That is also almost reflex for me now, and I do that all the time when I'm working, so I have no problems with the play on this machine. So that is the situation. You can find your better solution, I'm sure, if you replace this miter guide. For me, I stuck it with this solution for 3 years and I don't plan to change it any future. So let's talk about the next thing, that is the parallel guide. So this is the parallel guide of this saw. According to me, this part is very nicely built. It is very sturdy, very strong, let me say. It is all metal, and according to me, it is a very nice addition to this table. This is the release handle. You can press it to lock it in place, or just release to slide the guide on the rail. On the back side there are two bolts. They are used to fix this sliding part of the rail. As you can see, you can extend it left and right just to close this. You can extend on this side and on the other side also. That is useful when you have a crosscut and you need some distance from the part. As you can see, this is how it comes into place. Also, this slide has a one groove here. You can use it for the adding additional equipment on top of the rail. Okay, so this is the scale on this table saw. As you can see, we have divisions from 0 to 29 centimeters. That is on the left side. So if you want to cut, let me say, for example, this is 8 centimeters distance from the saw to the table, then you put the scale on this position. So let's just check the value. We said 8 centimeters, as in you can see it is 8 centimeters exactly. So this table saw has a very nice precision. Let me just show you the extension part of this table. First we need to place this here. At the end there is a 29 mark, as you can see. We lock the guide here, and then there is a lever here. We release it, and then the scale goes now the scale goes from 29 all the way up to 635. That is the maximum range that is in the name of the table. Let me just show you. I have placed the scale exactly on 635 at almost, that is the maximum range of this extension, and I'm going to check the precision. Let me just put it in normal position. I think this is okay. So let's see the result. So I would say it is 636. Just to lock the meter. Okay, now I have both hands, and so this is the teeth. I would say it overshoots by a millimeter more. Instead of 635, it is 636. So that is the precision of this extension, precision of this scale. Bear in mind that this is the maximum value for this extension, and the play is the biggest at the end. But it is what it is. That is the precision of this table. At the end, we are going to talk about the most important characteristic of this machine, and that is the power. This machine has a motor of 1600 watts. It's sufficient to cut anything that you like. With this machine I have cut long beams, thick planks, even cut aluminum with the specialized saw. I'm very satisfied with the power of this machine. I can say that this is a heavy duty machine. It will never stop. I have never have a problem with the power on this machine. That is let me say, one compliment from my side for this machine. In this moment, this is the saw with 24 tooth. It is from DeWalt. It's not Bosch saw. Original saw is worn out long time ago, so I have to replace it. So I also want to say a few words about the characteristic of the saw. This is the 216 mm diameter of the saw. Hole for the mounting hole is 30 mm, and the maximum cutting depth is 70 millimeters. Thickness of the blade is 2.2 millimeters. That is about the characteristic of this saw. I also like to show you how easy it is to exchange the saw on this machine. For that purpose, first thing is you need to unplug the machine. After that, you use the wrench. Just unlock the. This is locked. This is unlocked, and then you raise the saw to the maximum position. On the right side there is a lever with the red cap on it. You just pull it up and then you slightly rotate it until you find the locking slot. After that you just pull the wrench inside and you just pull to unlock the screw. As you can see, it takes about 30 seconds to replace the blade. So when we lock it, the situation is reversed, but I will use just this open situation to show you this protection here. I will need to change the camera in my hand just to show you. So this is the riveting knife. This is the protection for the blade to prevent the kickbacks of the blade. And there is a lever here. It is very accessible. You just pull the lever up and then you can place the position in another position if you like. I use it this position because it's allowed me to have let me say when I push the material, a blade is above this rivet and I can slide the material above it. So if we want to mount the blade, we go the opposite way. First we mount the blade. That's it. Then the washer, and in the end the nut. Again we pull the red lever, we find the locking position, and then we lock the blade in the position. That is all it takes for exchanging the blade. Okay, so that was my short long review of my Bosch table GTS 635-216 professional and heavy duty machine table saw. I hope that you will find some useful information in my review. I was on a whole complete time. I have shown you good sides, I have shown you the bad sides. So it is up to you to decide if you like this machine or not. My personal experience, if I need to buy this machine all over, will I buy it? Answer is yes, I will buy it because of the reason that I told you. It is a small machine, it's a compact machine. For me, as a do-it-yourself carpenter or wood maker, if you like, it is quite enough to fulfill all my needs. If you want some better professional machine with bigger precision, you can go with the different models, but for me this is a very nice solution regarding the space and the quality that offers. It is not ideal, I know, but who is it? I can live with that, so maybe you can, you cannot, that is depend on you. So thank you very much for watching this video, I hope that you enjoyed. There is also another video also on my channel. I also have a music channel, you can also find some nice music there if you like. So thank you once again and hope to see you in the next one. Bye!
In the misty river early down, birds are singing my freedom song.
I left the field, run for freedom, no more shackles on my skin, painful traces on my back.